Hey everybody, Lia Tsukino here. Welcome back to Ebon Light. Going to turn on my Okay. The scouts were talking about the perimeter of the forest. My stupid mouse. So, let me start that again, sorry. The scouts were talking about the perimeter of the forest, and the three others seemed to be discussing strategies for the remaining outmaneuvering the general. All of them, save Lysiega, who would breach into Gahalian every few words, were speaking my language. I understood this to be for my benefit. I want to talk to Vaden. The conversation Lysiega and Vaden were having appeared strained, to say the least. They weren't yelling, which, given their expression, was something of a surprise, as though they were both exercising a great deal of control to keep from getting in each other's faces. I ventured a little closer, and they both turned to look at me. I felt vaguely put on the spot. You're discussing your patrols around the cabin? Vaden nodded quickly. Yes. We both have duties to attend. Things we can't avoid to, if for appearances alone. So we're trying to divvy up schedules. Is it not going well? Better without interruption. Vaden's expression snapped into a scowl, instantly on his face. With a abrupt scoff, Vaden moved towards the corner of the cabin, ushering me along with him. Don't listen to him. You've had a blow after a blow. You have had blow after blow today, I hear. I'm glad you got here safe. You're really beating the odds, Lia. Thank you for coming, Vaden. I'm sure I don't fully understand what it means for each of you to be here yet, but I assume it's a significant sacrifice. And ever since we met, you've been caring and kind. Things that seem very rare here. It's good to see you. Though it seemed at a moment, he seemed at a momentarily lost for words. He smiled. Happy to help. Whenever I can, let me know. I can't really give estimates on when exactly I'll be able to check in on you. And given that it might be any hour of the day, we should come up with some kind of signal. Something nonverbal would be best, in case subtlety is important. How about 2 knocks on the door, a pause, 3 knocks on the door, a pause, 1 knock. 2, 3, 1. I'll let Lysiega know. Looking around this cabin is strange. Lysiega and I working together on something strictly outside of duty. However doubtful I am of his intentions, that is strange enough. But Dulier and Horan, Calliope and Earl. I'm glad there is so much interest in the Cathedral, if it's only for your sake. But know that I'll do what I can do to get you back home, Lia. I need to finish sorting this out with Asiega. I don't want to go back home. His brows flow in surprise. You don't? You want to stay here? Oh, I don't know if that's what I want, but I don't want to go back home. Oh, I just assumed. Well, things change, huh? Gave me one last smile and made his way back to prior discussion. I'm gonna go talk to Haran. Lia. Made the mistake of catching Haran's gaze from the other side of the cabin. He unceremonially broke his conversation as he was in and approached me. Well, today has been eventful. You mean you don't have to do this every day? Not that I would like to. Ever since I met you, life has been significantly more interesting. You don't usually have more occasion to come out to your infested woods? Every now and then, but the soldiers coming to collect you for assassination. Duly bribing the soldiers and my brother smuggling you into the city. Which I should note, I find particularly impressive given how flexible my brother has become of late. It's astonishing. I'm only sorry to have mixed it firsthand. You're way too excited about this. Maderale, doesn't it seem to you that it's all coming together just so? If you don't believe that, then all then doesn't it least the thrill of getting away with the scandal? The scandal of the Cathantal in the heart of Gahalia with our Grand General at your heel, doesn't that excite you? Excite me? You can't be serious. It's terrifying, Haran. This, by far, is the most terrifying thing that has ever happened to do with me. I've nearly starved in the past, but this is something new altogether. Also unfathomable that I can barely breathe. Oh, then, oh, Maderly, yes, I'm so sorry. He started to move closer, but then stopped himself. I didn't mean to sharpen your fear. I understand how extraordinary this is, thus how frightening it must be. But you'll get through it. I've got the sense that just over the horizon things will brighten considerably. Do you think so? Yes, I can't say I predicted what will become of you and the Cathanal, but I believe you'll be pursued anymore. I think you'll do the pursuing. What do you think of that? It just makes sense. My intuition tends to serve me well, though. So while I'm confident that the tables will turn, what I'm curious to know is what will you do once they've turned? I would find answers, an end to all the carefully chosen half-truths and unknowns on this cryptic, confusing island. And I would know exactly what plagues me and why this is happening in the first place. All the answers I seek myself. And never doubt that I should learn anything, you are the first I would share it with. I nod at him, regardless of how fruitful his promises would be. I appreciate the sentiment. So take heart. Don't let them manipulate you into obedience or being fearful when there was no cause. All will be well, Matterley. If you say so. Not just yet, though I will brag about it in the future. If you must, I should at least keep an ear to whatever they're saying. I'm gonna come sit. Find a place to sit. Next few days. After the elves left, I did my best to get comfortable. I couldn't help but notice the similarities to the cabin I grew up in. Hopefully there were still certain the stark differences that kept my illusion at bay. The wooden plank kept at the door from inside the particular comfort was a particular comfort that Vanya and I never had. I never really had anything to fear from anything that could open doors before. I was again and again astounded by how well armed the abandoned cabin was. The more I dug around, the more weapons I found. In addition to 3 old swords, a stringless bow, there was a cache-occluded axe, a small blade, rope, and a bowstring. I put the axe under the makeshift mattress I assembled, and kept the blade with me at all times. I'm gonna save here. And if you guys enjoyed this episode, please consider giving a thumbs up and subscribing if you haven't already. And you can turn on the channel notifications by hitting the bell icon next to the subscribe button. And you can customize that to your preference. As always, links to my social media is down in the description box below. Sending my heart out to each and every single one of you. Please stay safe out there, guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.